Hey listeners, you're listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. Grab some tea, a midnight snack, and cuddle up in bed as we dive deep into today's most popular fantasies, sci-fi, and mysteries. We're your hosts. I'm Lily.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Christy.
This season we'll be discussing a dark academia bully romance series known for its smutty content and often billed as a Harry Potter for adults. That's right, grab your Stardust, we're headed to Solaria.
Welcome to Zodiac Academy. Note to students, vampire bites, loss of limbs, or getting lost in the Wailing Woods will not count as a valid excuse for being late to class or this podcast.
In today's episode, we're discussing Book 7, Heartless Sky, chapters 10 through 16, where we get a battle, a murder, a divorce, and a marriage, all in about 6 chapters.
Before we get into it, this is your warning for major spoilers ahead. This includes potentially all Zodiac Academy World books, including the Ruthless Boys and Darkmoor Penitentiary series. We might accidentally let spoilers slip for other popular romantasy book series as well. Sorry in advance. Like the books, this podcast is rated R, so be warned.
Also, a friendly reminder to please like, subscribe, and follow. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
So last we left off, the gang had just taken a crash course in Life of Diego 101, and they are reeling. Honestly, I can understand their reaction. It's hard finding out that the person you thought you knew was actually someone quite different. He was a good guy, especially in the end, but he did drug them and betray them a little, and the boys are feeling a little outraged and protective, while the girls are feeling, as per usual for girls, forgiving.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't really think of it that way, but I guess you're right. I mean, I think I would be a little more pissed off.
Oh, yeah. Though I have been in that situation where I wanted to believe that my friend wasn't doing what they were doing.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, in the end, he ends up redeeming himself a little bit. He was kind of put up to a lot of things that made him do those things. And so, in a way, I understand why they're forgiving him, but it is frustrating to see in retrospect.
Yeah, but I think, though, too, when he first meets them, he has no loyalty to them. They're not his friends. He's never promised anything to them. But as he becomes their friend, then he starts to second guess doing those things. So maybe that's some of it, too. It would be different if he was their friend from the get-go and did that.
Yeah.
True, though he does commit some of those acts after he became their friend.
Like drugging them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Which I fear is the worst offense. That is the worst of it. Because he didn't just try to do it once, he did it twice.
Well, not only that, though, he was also going to hand them over to his uncle, who planned on murdering them.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. He was afraid of his uncle. I can forgive it. But
Just
didn't think that they should have been so easily to be like, yeah, fine. He did what he did.
I think it's because he's dead, though. I mean, at this point,
That's true.
There's no danger because he's gone.
Yeah.
And probably how he died as well, that he tried to help them.
Did die
Sort of.
saving Darcy's life.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, so Darius poses a theoretical question here. It's the shadows making the nymphs evil. Then does that suggest that the nymphs aren't inherently evil? What do you guys think about it? Is it the shadows that are making them evil? Is it Lavinia? And if it is the shadows, does that mean the shadows are evil?
I mean, we kind of touched on this in the last episode, I think, just a little bit, because we were talking about Diego's death, and we were talking about how the hat kind of made him more grounded in a way. And when he didn't wear it, he was more influenced by Lavinia and more influenced by the shadows. And so I feel like a lot of it would be the shadows or Lavinia. I don't think they're inherently evil, and we did get a look back at their past when Lavinia was originally alive, and it seemed that they were more like Fae, so.
Yeah.
It seemed when Diego was a child, he was pretty good. I mean, his family wasn't necessarily, but they potentially were all influenced by the shadows. Do you think that there are nymphs out there who are, I don't know, in hiding or maybe not being evil?
I mean, I'm sure I almost said something really fucked up.
Say the fucked up thing. Say it.
They can't all be evil.
Yeah.
I almost said, well, there's good people in Russia too.
Yeah, that is
So-
true. I mean,
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not like they're just born that way.
Okay, so we're equating the evil nymphs in Lavinia to Putin
Why not?
with his shirtless, boob-bearing horse riding.
Stop.
so with that
Dude.
comparison, would those nymphs that they killed want to kill them had it not been for the shadows?
Mm-mm.
Maybe not.
They're only influenced by the shadows after they kill.
And, I mean, think of how Tori was influenced by the shadows. It made her really angry a lot and really depressed and
It does feed on
Lots of
negative
bad feelings.
emotions.
Okay, but that does beg the question, because if they don't have access to the shadows until they kill, then they're not influenced by anything before they kill. So,
But if they don't, then they'll die, right?
According to Diego's uncle, I think he told Diego that he would get sick and die if he didn't.
I wonder if that's true, though.
That is a good question, but it seems to be true only because of the history we saw with Lavinia and the other Phoenix ancestors taking away their magic.
Yeah. And if you think about it, they do talk about what if normal human people came to Solaria and they don't have magic, and the twins were told they would go crazy and die, or crazy and get sick and die and wither away.
Right.
And same for if a magical person moved to the human world, they would eventually lose their magic.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it is true that if they don't get power, they will.
Hmm.
Anyway, the heirs, Xavier and Orion, have an almost cute moment after they leave the girls. Seth invites Orion to join in the fun and games, and he almost does it. And we get to see him a little playful with the rest of the heirs later on after they read the journal. Do you think they will find a balance in their relationship with each other? Because Orion is clearly feeling lonely, even though he does not want to admit it.
Yeah, I mean, he's wallowing in his feelings. I mean, I don't know why. I guess it's because he's being power shamed, but he's never felt that way before, so I don't understand.
He seems
I don't know if
insecure.
I don't know if he's ever felt part of the heirs group. He was just somebody that Darius brought along.
Yeah, but I love when he calls
And
him
so now-
brother. I thought that was really sweet.
Yeah.
And now he doesn't know where he fits.
As the little spoon.
That's the answer. He doesn't know where he fits. God damn it. God damn it, both of you. No, that's a good reason for him to feel left out, is he feels like he had a part in something before and now he doesn't understand what his role is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a pitball player. He's not a teacher. He's a power.
He's having a
shamed-
midlife crisis, if you will.
He totally is. At the sparkling age of what, 27?
Yeah.
Now, one, and I can't remember where it was in this chapter.
He's just like me for real.
But they said something about the stones. I guess they were finding the stones. Lily, I always thought, and I might be jumping ahead a little bit. I can't quite remember where it's at, but I thought Peridot was Virgo, because that's, or is it August? Is it month based? Because they said sapphire in
month-based.
there. Okay.
Zodiac based. According
Birthstones
to the-
are month based, but yeah, the book might be zodiac based.
Because it calls it, yeah, because it said sapphire for Virgo. And I was like, no, because mine was Peridot, I thought. But then I looked it up and it was all over
Let's
the
look it
fucking
up.
place. So I thought I would just ask you what the hell? Because why did I have booger green?
Online, not booger green. Oh my goodness. Online, both are listed for Virgo, so because they're both for the month, I guess.
Because, yeah, I would have chosen sapphire.
I mean, Sapphire's better.
Yeah, but no, I always thought it was
It,
Peridot.
it says, okay, I don't know this woman, but on Monica Rich Kosan's website, the first thing on Google, it says the metaphysical properties of the traditional gemstone that represents Virgo is blue sapphire. So we're just going to go by that. Fuck them.
Yeah, except for I've been wearing a necklace for like 30 fucking years with the wrong color. Okay, sorry. Didn't mean to derail us. I just was curious.
Don't listen to the book. They don't know anything. They also completely rewrote tarot incorrectly in the first few books. So do as you please.
Yeah. I mean, our world, we mostly go by the month, not the sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do as you please.
So, of course, Seth and Caleb and the rest of them run off except for Darius. It's awkward at first, but they finally get some sort of reunion reunion, or as shall I say, a rekindling of their relationship, and they end up cuddling. It's a return to their former relationship.
I
But
honestly did not see that coming. If I'm being honest with you, I knew that they were going to want to be close. I did not think that they were going to cuddle again.
I will say that picture I showed y'all of my two cats who, for the first time in their life, got in the same chair and cuddled together. I had the same reaction that Darcy and Tori had with Darius and Orion. And they were like, oh, they're so cute. Let me take a picture. And I was like,
Oh, they're
see my
cuddling.
cats. I was like, oh, they're so cute. Let me take a picture.
I was also dying because at the beginning of this chapter, Orion is like very in his feelings and he's being weird with Darius, and then Darius comes up to him and he's like, it wasn't all fake, right? What is this, a soap opera? What am I fucking reading?
Because they're a couple.
They are.
They're a bromance.
I love Tori and
The
Darius,
bromance.
but I would not be too upset if in the end it was Orion and Darius.
I would agree with you. It's not going to be, but I agree.
I think Tori would
That's
be
great.
just
I would
fine.
not be upset. Oh my gosh. What if there was, I feel like there's a potential for a throuple. I think that Orion, Darius, and Tori could be a throuple. A thriving one, actually.
What about Darcy, though?
Yeah, I was going to say, Darcy.
Yeah, Darcy will figure something out. She's about to die from a curse, so it's fine.
All right. Before they get to the cuddling, Darius goes back to being a dense asshat again about the throne.
Oh, God.
I personally think that he is fucking lying to himself. It's not
He
about
is.
them. It's not about my pride. It's not about them being able to do this. It's about what's right for Solaria. No, it's not. It's about your pride.
Yeah, it really pissed me off. This made me realize that he's one of my least favorite characters for this reason. In reality, Darius as a character has few redeeming qualities for me. He's kind of funny. He's interesting because he's a dragon. But other than that, I like him in conjunction with Tori. You know what I mean? This pisses me off so much. You're willing to give away your life for this woman that you say that you love, and you won't believe in her? You won't give up your throne for her? I don't understand. The logic is not logicking.
Oh, yeah.
I was frustrated at the same thing. I had a little rant on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I agree with you. I agree with you.
I will read said rant. I put, okay, Donkey Boy. It was from the council circle that the threat came from. Hello, Dragon Boy Daddy, and not the monarch, so stop making it sound like the council is cleaning up after the king. They're cleaning up after your father. So how will Darius continue with this thought process once he realizes the other heirs support the twins? Because they blatantly do. I mean, they really, when they're talking about stuff, they make it sound like that there is, at the very least, they entertain the possibility that the twins could be queen.
Yeah.
I think that the other heirs also still intend on being kings. Because especially with the way Max reacted when Tori had to punch him after them reading the journal.
Yeah.
They're not quite there. I mean, they have more of an excuse to not be there than Darius. Darius should be more along since he's in love with Tori, supposedly. But the thing that gets me is that the things that he says are the reasons why they can't be queen, that they don't know the city names, they don't know the old politics, they don't know. These are things that can be learned. The thing that matters is, do they have leadership skills? Because those, depending on your thought process, for me, they can't be learned. They're inherent. You can manage somebody, but it's not the same thing as a leader. And I think that Tori and Darcy have those leadership qualities, and they can learn everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how their story has gone up to now. They started from literally nothing. They didn't know about their powers. They didn't know who they were as in terms of royalty. They didn't know anything about Zodiac Academy or Solaria. And look at the following they've created. Look how far they've come. If you think that they can't rule, then you're just fucking blind, because they have surpassed all of his progress in a matter of months.
Yeah, well, they've been in this world for like a year and a half now.
I think he's jealous. I think because here's the thing. The other heirs, in what they've said, they're not bowing down to them as queens, but I think they consider them competitors. They give them the respect of considering them competitors, whereas Darius completely dismisses them from the race at all. And that's where the issue comes in. And I think it is because he is jealous. I think it hits at his ego and he's having trouble.
I think he's delusional.
So
yeah,
not
and
really.
It's hilarious to me that later he brings up Xavier as his successor because, one, didn't we already have a conversation about how Xavier would not be accepted by many people because he's a Pegasus? Obviously, that's stupid, but the majority of these people, they think that the Pegasuses are
Weak.
lower. Yeah, they think that they're weak.
And not only that, but Xavier admits that he's not as powerful as Darius, that his father had
so
him
he
checked.
wouldn't be
He would not
an
be
equal counselor.
an equal.
Yeah.
but he's a male, and so I think Darius is okay with that. I think if he had a sister, I don't think you would have seen that same response to it. But my thing is, how the fuck did the clock let Darius in unless his true intentions really are that he supports her for queen and just...
They didn't have to vow that they supported her for queen. They vowed that they intended them no harm.
I thought they had to vow loyalty to them as well.
I also thought that.
They had to make a star promise.
No, but it was something about loyalty because even Max, when they went in, was like, wow, I didn't expect to be making that promise.
They had to go to the clock and say, I intend the Vegas no harm. The star promise was to the group as a whole, and then the clock was to the Vegas as a specific. But they didn't have to say, I support the twins for queen or for the throne. They just said,
see, I thought it was something
support...
along the lines that they did, that they were somehow...
That's not how I read that.
Yeah. Yeah, I read it as that they were acknowledging their status.
Especially because of the way that
was it
Max reacts, because he's like, what? I didn't know whether it was going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
His was, the way I read it was, oh, we started off as enemies and now we're on the same side. I never expected us to be on the same side. And they are on the same side for this war. As far as when Lionel is defeated, what happens next.
Okay. Well, yeah, I read it totally different.
I did too.
For star promises and all those things, the wording is very important in this series, sadly. So Seth is definitely cock blocking Orion. As much as he is proud of getting them back together, he is always
He's actually so fucking funny, dude. He is so funny. I cannot. He was like, cuddle puddle. Can I join you guys?
Oh my god, I did love that scene where they all piled into bed.
Oh, very cute. Very cute. I have realized that I feel like that the type of humor that he exhibits is my type of humor, and I feel like that's really dangerous and scary to me.
Oh man. But so they all go outside to read Orion's dad's journal under the light of the full moon. There they learn some power words to control the Imperial Star, and the heirs take the chance to memorize them themselves. And quite
Which I
frankly,
thought was an interesting choice.
yeah, they can't use it unless they're kings. So do you think that they'll end up fighting over the Imperial Star?
Now, why would you ask that?
I don't think it'd be a serious fight. Quick question, though, for Jerry. Because she does the whole power shaming thing, too. I mean, she makes it sound like, oh, I just look over his shoulder. But yet, wouldn't she be able to recognize how important Orion is because he can read that journal?
She should. She really should. I don't like this part of the series. I don't like how Hamish acts. I don't like how Jerry acts towards Orion.
Yeah.
I think it's just one more thing they threw into the book to just fuck with us.
Yeah. I feel like it does a disservice to the story because it makes you not care about the rebels at all. It makes you feel like that they are not worth protecting because they're neither loyal nor brave, because they'll break every other rule, but somehow this one they're completely sticking with. So I feel like the power shaming thing it doesn't work with the plot very well.
I think it's meant to be like a deterrent for Orion and Darcy to fully get together, because Orion can't get past it to be with Darcy. But you're right, it does shine this light on the rebels, and it does not give me respect for them at all. I want to slap all of them. I want to be like, no, walk away. Let them, be destroyed by Lionel because they can't get over themselves.
Exactly. That's what I kind of felt. I felt like Darcy should tell them, if you continue to do the power shaming thing and you're going to be so fucking stuck on this rule when you've broken all the other rules, then go bend a fucking knee to Lionel. Join his side.
I feel like that's gonna come. It's just gonna be later. I think that Darcy is gonna put her foot down, but it's just that they're dragging this shit out.
Oh, I think she's put her foot down, and I think she's put her snout down, and I think she's eaten some people. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It is Darcy. She hit up the Rebel Buffet restaurant. She be eating people?
We'll get to that later.
Oh my gosh.
We are also introduced to the gemstones, which you brought up earlier, and Darius has a fit over them.
Gollum?
How are they supposed
Hello?
How are they supposed to track down the other 6? And is Darius going to be a hindrance to this? Or is he actually going to help? Because clearly...
Maybe he's actually the perfect person to do this because he can sniff it out from a fucking mile away.
Put him on a leash. Hell yeah. There you go. He's a scent puppy.
But once he gets his hand on it...
Tori can take him some treats.
He's going to have to be leashed, just like you said.
Mm-hmm. He would totally steal all those gems if he could.
He would. Yeah. He'd hide them.
Yeah, you got to have him on a leash. You got to have that, no, Darius.
Yeah, exactly. Got to pull him back.
No treats for you.
As soon as you see the gems.
A dragon. Any thoughts on where they might find the missing 6?
On the wall.
On the wall.
I still think they're on the wall in the cafeteria.
I don't know, but maybe in their house, the big palace, maybe in Orion's parents' home, somewhere that has some kind of historical significance of some kind.
Oh, wait, I know exactly where all the fucking stones are.
Up Darius's ass.
Nope.
Where?
They're being used as vajazzles on the Pegasus herd.
Oh my god. Okay, let's stop for a second. When Xavier is talking about Sophia's vajazzle, I fucking lost it because the narrator, Christy, I wish you could hear that man say it with the seriousness in his tone. I hated it so much.
Well, that was the same way with the farts, the glitter farts. And even in the book, it was very serious.
Matter of fact.
How do you not laugh at that?
Oh my god. Her vajazzle sparkled in the light. I'm sorry. What? Can we roll it back?
Oh my god.
So the missing gemstones are on the Pegasus penises
and hoo-has.
They're scattered between the rhinestones in their hoard.
Who's going to go searching?
Xavier.
Is it going to be Tyler?
Washer.
Okay. Oh god.
Oh my god. Ew. Disgusting.
Speaking of Washer, we also learned that class is back in session. Orion, Gabriel, Washer, and even of the few others are acting as teacher for those who haven't graduated yet. So during this, Hamish comes in and requests that Orion give up the position of Zodiac Guildmaster because of his power sheen.
After turning him into a lamp.
After turning him into a lamp.
That was a really funny scene.
Beauty and the Beast is what, like, there you go.
The fact that he described that as when he was talking, it was blinking.
The light was coming on.
Oh, man.
But yeah, this is one of those scenes that I really made me not respect Hamish at all. The stars, his father, the queen, gave him that role. And you think you know better, so you're just going to come in. And why did you have to do it in the middle of class?
Yeah, I really am not fond of Hamish right now. And I actually was upset he married Catalina. I think she deserves better than someone that's just like her previous husband.
Damn.
I
Just
don't think
like her
I don't think
previous
he's
husband.
just like.
Yeah.
But we will get there. We will get there.
Chrissy's on her hate train again.
Oh, yeah. Did I get off?
It just shifted.
But yeah, y'all did
Next
talk
up.
about the others not feeling the power shamed. And Jerry does say, oh, we just look over his shoulder, and that's how we manage to not retch when we talk to him.
That makes no sense. So the heirs don't have that issue. It doesn't seem consistent.
It's an arbitrary rule is the problem. The rules for how it works don't make any sense. Because we don't understand if it's magic. We don't understand if it's societal, then why are some people not following it? You know, it's just a little weird.
And why is it causing Hamish to retch so much? Because that's excessive.
He's Jerry's father and they're all dramatic.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, before we move on, I wanted to say that the conversation that Orion has, he's thinking to himself when he's having the conversation with Seth or Darius. I can't remember who he's talking to in this chapter, but he's thinking to himself and he's talking about how terrible it is that he's power shamed, and he's like lamenting again, and he brings up that he'll never be able to marry her and have children. This is the second or third time that he's mentioned children with Darcy. They are absolutely going to get married and have children. This is how the authors work. I'm not stupid. I also caught the throuple thing, and we're going to be talking about that later. I'm just saying, I swear that's going to happen for Darcy and Orion. They're going to get married. They're going to have babies.
I will say, thankfully, these authors do not do the pregnancy trope.
Well, that's good.
But they do at the end of the other two series that I read. They ended the story and then they're like, okay, 5 years later, 5 more years later, 5 more years later, or they use different numbers, but you get to see the aftermath. So I don't doubt that Darcy, Tori, Geraldine, if they survive, will probably all have kids, because in all the other books.
They seem to like that route for their characters.
I don't think Tori will, though. And I don't know.
She's not the type to have children. She shouldn't
it's not
have
that.
children.
Oh, no, she should. She'd be a great mother.
No,
those would be some
No, she would not.
badass kids.
She would not.
And I don't know if this is the appropriate time to go over what I think is in that one where it says something to the effect that many will die for one to ascend.
Yeah.
So my thinking is that Tori's going to die, that a lot of people are going to die, but Tori will die and Darcy will be the one that ultimately ascends to the throne.
What if that's a reference to Lavinia and not either of the twins?
Then that means she's queen.
Well, she's trying to ascend. I could see her killing multiple people, nymphs, fae, all kinds of people, in order to reach her throne. That is her goal.
Possibly, yeah. I just feel like Tori's such a perfect character in the sense of, I mean, not flawless, but perfect in the sense of loyal and brave and all that kind of stuff, that she's one of those that a lot of times ends up dying to save everybody else. And I fear, I don't want her to die, but I fear that's what's going to happen.
I just don't think these authors are ballsy enough to kill one of the twins.
Because didn't we say that the twins are based off of them a little bit?
I think they are.
Oh, maybe they're having a fight.
They'll probably pull a Harry Potter and one of them dies and then comes back to life.
Damn. So we've already got Darius dying and coming back to life. Orion dying and coming back to life. This is going to be a fucking like ABC soap opera.
I forgot that Orion died. I totally forgot about that. Damn.
And Lily, you pointed out that Darcy and Seth are potentially Nebula allies.
They've got to be. They've got to be.
It's almost confirmed in here.
Yeah. I mean, Orion looks at them, looking at each other, and he's like, something is going on here that reminds me of Gabriel. And I was like, oh, so you're basically telling me they're Nebula allies, which is so fucking funny considering how he bullied the shit out of her. And then he brings up, he's like, hey, all I did was cut off her hair. I have done so much worse to people. He was I locked Max in a room full of manicure parts for 3 hours.
He got over it. It's fine.
He's just traumatized forever. It's fine.
He still gets queasy at the sight of a manticore, but he got over it. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. And his angry words are a must.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What are the angry words of the day? That's what he says to Orion when he goes into the classroom.
Yeah. And I do love how Orion took control of that class. I was with Darcy on that one.
It was beautiful. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Although I would hate being threatened with a spanking in front of everybody.
I'm pretty sure she was caught between saying, yes, please.
Oh, she was loving it. She was loving it.
If Tori wasn't in there, she might have.
I get it, Darcy. I get it. I missed Orion too.
Yeah. Speaking of Tori, she wakes up to a surprise by Darius. Unfortunately, soon there are screams in the hallway and they run to find out that there's been yet another murder.
Darcy ate someone.
She
Still think
definitely
it's
did.
Darcy?
She definitely did. Okay, if it's not Darcy, who could it possibly be?
Well, y'all suggested Justin Masters at one point, too.
Oh, yeah.
He's too dinky.
Because he's definitely a plant.
Yes.
Yeah,
he is, but
Jerry calls him bug names. He can't be killing people.
no,
Not the ripping them apart.
I'm 100%. It has to be. There's too many clues that lead up to. I'm picturing her as like a wolf or something, turning into something and eating people.
Well, see, the thing is that he was found in the bathroom or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But Tori finds Darcy in the hall and she's far away from it. And he couldn't have, with as many people that are in the burrows now, the bathroom can't be empty for very long.
Yeah, but she would be quick. And especially if it's the curse with the shadows, then she could also, have powers that we don't know about.
Yeah, she's turning into smoke like Lavinia.
Mm-hmm. There you go. It is Darcy. I'm 100%. It has to be Darcy.
Okay, let's take Brittany's hint to throw us off the fucking tracks. Let's say
No.
not Darcy. And it's somebody else. Who the fuck could it be? Let's theorize for a second.
Okay. Darcy.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
What's the guard's name again? It's like ridiculous.
Something Von something.
I don't know.
And then there was that
It's
one
like
girl
Bob Von
who's
Bob.
like, yeah, there's that one girl who's like, not Von, what's his face?
Yeah.
And see, it's always the people that have pissed her off, too, that have been mean to Orion.
Well, that could be a way to lead us off the track, right? We're assuming it's Darcy because she's got the curse. But then it could just be Darcy. I don't know who else it could be, though.
Right? Especially with the Cyclops. And I know they said that it could be one of the Cyclopses because then they would be able to. But we haven't met
Dude,
any.
If it's Justin? What if it's Justin? That would be so crazy.
I don't know.
Isn't it just
so
like
crazy.
these authors? They could,
It'll be somebody
make
we've
the
never
killer
met.
somebody you've never
Yeah.
met.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but I didn't want to admit it because that would be awful.
That would suck.
That would piss me
yeah.
off.
I don't know. Justin, though, I
Yeah.
can't see. He would be like, meep, meep, meep. Like, no, I don't see the carnage.
It's a Cerberus. He is a Cerberus.
I know, but I still.
Oh my god, I forgot he was a
Yeah,
Cerberus.
but I picture him as like the
Stupid.
three-headed dog with a little teaspoon and a little teacup and like no, I don't know. I can't see him.
I wish. Sometimes I wish people could see Christy talking. Oh man.
All right. So Gabriel confronts Darius about not being able to see a future for him past Christmas. Darius says that he doesn't want the others to know because it would change their focus and it wouldn't change anything. Do you think he's right? I mean, Gabriel is like, yeah, I can see this happening, but it is two accounts. One, Gabriel can't see a way out of it, which is really telling. Unless it's going to be this last minute, oh, I just had a vision that we can save your life, which the authors do. And two, with the heirs, they don't know that they're losing time with him.
Yeah, I wondered if this would happen, that Gabriel would ask about why there's no futures for him, and I am glad it's addressed, but I kind of agree with Darius that if it were me, I would think it'd be a better idea not to tell them because it would set them off course. I get that. But it is sad. It's complex. I don't know if it's the right choice.
Yeah, I agree with the choice though too. I think you're right, Lily, that I think it was probably the better way to go not to say anything. As much as I think Tori is going to be wicked pissed when she finds out, I think it would impact their happiness in the meantime, because instead of being able to enjoy it, that's all they would think about. So yeah.
All I can think about is Chadwick Boseman not telling us he was dying of cancer, and that
I
shit
know,
broke
right?
me.
Yeah.
God, imagine people that were close to him. Oh, I can't. That hurts so bad. I think I get the choice not to tell them. It's so sad. But I think that the reason it's hard for us as readers, though, is because we know he's not going to die.
I think he will die, and I think he'll come back.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he's not gone.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Gabriel also confronts him about the throne and Xavier taking over, and Gabriel does say it is a possibility that could happen.
Which is crazy.
My thing is, Darius is like, so Gabriel can see the future, so he'll know. Why not be like, will the twins ruin Solaria if they become queen?
Yeah. But he wouldn't believe that. He would be like, oh, it's just a pathway.
Yeah.
Then he could point to that and be like, this is why. See, even your brother says you're going to ruin. And also, I forgot to mention this when we were talking about this earlier, that saying if it's not broke, don't fix it. Clearly, they think the system is broke. So why do things the way they used to do? Why not have these two girls who don't know anything come in and change things?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Plus, too, my concern is that Darius knows he's going to die. So he's going to die and leave his wife with absolutely no power, because she's not going to have a seat on the council. She's not going to be a queen. So she will be at the mercy of whoever rules. And wouldn't anyone, if you knew you were going to die, you would want the person that you love.
You would set them up for success.
Exactly. To have some measure of power.
Yeah. And if he wants his brother to have power too, his brother can be on the council while his wife is queen. Because again, if the girls are queens, does not mean they lose their power.
Right.
Well, not just that, but
they're still council members.
My frustration with the whole supporting Xavier too is Xavier couldn't stand up to his own fucking father, and Tori did.
Right.
And
it doesn't make any sense. It makes sense for Darius to maybe be a counselor, but Xavier is not Darius.
And like we said, he's not going to be equal to the other heirs, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Gabriel also tells Darius that he needs to grab his brother real quick and go to Zodiac to save his herd, because his father is declaring them all traitors, and he's going to burn them alive. I wonder why Lionel decided this now. It's been 2 months since they openly rebelled against him.
Yeah. Maybe because nothing has happened, they wanted to poke the bear a little bit to see if they could have them come out of hiding.
So you think it's a trap? Or it was a trap to draw them out?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was absolutely nuts of him not to tell Tori about this.
Gabriel did say that the more time he takes, the more people will die.
Yeah, there was a rush component to it. I don't think he was purposely not telling her. I think it was just running for it to get him.
Okay. All right. Fine.
But the power shaming thing. So didn't the guard said something to the effect that, you have to have the Vega's permission to leave. Okay, you have to have their permission to leave, but yet they have ordered you to not power shame. Again, the consistency issue I have with that line of the story.
Yeah, the best thing I can equate to this is I watched Cross the other day. Alex Cross, James Patterson TV show from
how'd you like
Amazon Prime. It was pretty decent, but there's a guy who died who was a drug addict before he got sent to jail, and then he converted to Islam. Yeah, that my brain would not come up with that word. And so he explained that the reason he knew that that guy was murdered was because he had pork in his belly. And he decided that he couldn't eat pork. And all the other detectives were like, well, you can go back on that. You can go back on that. And he was like, no, when you convert to a religion, you may not follow all the rules, but the rules that you choose to follow are the ones you stick to. And it did make me think about this situation a little bit, and that they're choosing choosing to stick to this rule for some reason, and it is ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's a choice. So it's not.
It does seem like a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I could maybe understand it if there was a magical component to it, but we haven't been told if there is.
There's not. There
We're
can't
just
be.
left
Because again, the heirs
guessing.
interact with him just fine. Darius interacts with them just fine. And they don't have any issues. So
Darius grabs Xavier. They run off to Zodiac, and Darius ends up finding Lionel and almost again defeats him, except, Lavinia interferes. And while this is happening, Xavier saves his herd and makes a daring rescue of Sophia with Tyler.
This is a really fun chapter. It's all over the place. Darius is beating the shit out of Lionel. It is giving... Also, Lavinia is giving Voldemort a little bit with her smoke flying, It's really, really fun.
okay, another question. So can Darius, because Darius is dying at the end of next year, or the Christmas, whatever, can he die before that? Or is that actually his death date? So is he kind of untouchable until that year is up?
I'm sure he could die, but maybe the idea of it is supposed to be that the stars have decided that's his fate. So, I don't know. Maybe he probably is not thinking of it that way, so maybe he could still be put in danger, but it sounds like he's supposed to live up to that point.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
So he could be really reckless and just, go all out.
He could die.
In theory.
Before.
Does he die before? Brittany.
Oh, shit.
I think it's the stars gave him a year to do with whatever he pleased with Tori, but it's not a guaranteed year. If he goes out and jumps off a cliff, it doesn't mean he'll survive because the stars told him he had a year.
Well, maybe it's within reasonable limitations. It's of course, if he went and jumped off a cliff, then he would die, but he's not fated to be put in these terrible circumstances, maybe. I don't know. Brittany's nope, he can die. He's definitely gonna die.
R.I.P. Darius.
Hi, Darius.
Aww.
What did y'all think about Xavier and saving the herd?
I thought it was first of all, it was funny, but also it was a very bold move to jump on Tyler's back. I was
pull his mane a little bit.
Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about it. They are going to be a throuple. If they're not, I will be so incredibly disappointed. You have no idea. It doesn't make sense to me that they're always flirting, the three of them. I get that they are supposed to be rivals, but why the fuck wouldn't they write it as a throuple? Just saying. If we can have a gay couple, we can have a throuple.
So Tyler and Xavier get the rest of the herd out, and then they go back for Sophia, who is locked in High Spell's Orion's office. And she's in there having to burn his books, poor Orion. But they go and rescue her, and High Spell shows up just as they're about to escape.
Just as they're about to escape what?
Just as they're about to escape with Sophia, High Spell shows up, and she tries to stop them.
Yeah. Why don't I remember this? I don't remember the end of this chapter at all. Did I block it out of my brain?
This is the glitter farted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know why, but I thought it was in the air. I thought they were farting in the air, not
No,
at
he
High
farts
Spell.
at High Spell.
They were jumping out of a window as she was throwing ice daggers at him.
Right,
glitter bombs her. I mean, and it's so serious. It's written so serious in there. It was cracking me up. I had to read it a couple times. I was like, wait, what?
Just kick to the face and farts.
I mean, do they have the farts just ready to go at any time? Could you squeeze and
Sounds
accidentally
like
bomb
it.
the
It
person
sounds
next
like
to
it.
you?
It's one of the Pegasus special moves. I think it's part of their magic.
Then what happens if they eat some broccoli and they have extra gas? Is it just watch out crowd?
Extra gas is just extra magic being expelled.
Instead of the bubble in the pool, you get this big
Glitter ball. Glitter burst.
Okay, now that's something you could send to your enemies.
I have one person in mind. I have one
Yeah.
person in
And
mind.
see,
Yeah.
so you knock on the door.
There's a
they
glitter
open
fart
the
for
door,
you.
and there is a horse anus, and then there is just glitter everywhere.
It's the Pegasus sex doll from the second book, and
That
then
was
it
my
just
first thought.
right in her face.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So everybody except for Professor Clippard, R.I.P., escapes mostly intact, and they all arrive at the burrows naked. Not only that, but Xavier has managed to recover some of Orion's books, and Darius retrieved Orion's dark magic tools and Tori's bike. Yay for the win. Yay. But immediately we get some tension between Xavier, Tyler, and Sophia. And Lily, you really think they'll end together? I mean, they did check each other out.
I don't necessarily think it's endgame, but I think it should be. I think it should be. I don't understand why that couldn't be an option for all of them, personally. They could be like a power couple.
I think I would like that better than if they cut Tyler out. Because at this point, I like Tyler the best. I'm not a fan of Xavier right now. Just seems like such an asshole. Sophia seems to be kind of bitchy. She's not, I don't know. And I get it. It's like a different setup and everything. But I like Tyler. He has been there from the beginning. He has helped them out. Xavier hasn't.
He stays consistent.
And Xavier couldn't. To be fair, he couldn't. It's not like he was right there and able to. But Tyler has helped them out at every turn. So I am definitely Team Tyler on this. So I would like for them, if they ended up a throuple and they were all together, I think that would salvage it for me.
Xavier's not bothering me right now, but Sophia is.
Yeah.
Xavier doesn't bother me. I don't think he's that whiny, but Sophia is kind of bothering me, mostly because I feel like she's not being the character that we started reading in the first few books. In the first half of the series, she's more opinionated, smart, and it's not that she is not anymore, it's just we don't see enough of that anymore. Like, she is kind of put between Tyler and Xavier as like
her whole character
foil to them.
Is basically being watered down to love interest.
Yeah, and I don't like that because she went in to kiss him. Tyler bumps them on his back to be like, no, don't kiss. And she's like, but he saved us. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
She said, don't be an asshole. And I'm like, bitch, that's what you're being. You're being an asshole. But no, Xavier calls Tyler annoying. And I was like, this dude has...
Well, he is being kind of annoying for Xavier.
Well, because...
he won't let him kiss her.
Xavier's being an ass. I don't know. I mean, if he had gone in...
What did Xavier do, though? Like, genuinely, I don't understand why you're upset with him.
Why I'm upset? Just because he does everything underhanded instead of just coming out and saying, Sophia, I really like you, or I want to be Dom, or anything like that. Instead, it's like he does these passive-aggressive things to Tyler. And the thing is, Tyler is the Dom at this point. And even to go after his girl is kind of crappy. I get that they have a connection from before, but again, if he had at least gone to her to say, hey, I really like you, I don't know what to do about it, said the same thing to Tyler, at least I would have had some kind of respect for him. But he is
planning on doing that.
But even Tori at some points equates him to like a 3-year-old whose candy has been taken away.
He is very innocent. He's innocently written, but I also think that him going for Sophia is the dynamic of the Pegasus herd. Like, they're supposed to do that. I mean, Sophia is also involved in that too, and Tyler seems to understand that's how it works.
Yeah.
They did have that kind of dynamic in their first year when Darcy was like, but you're dating Sophia, and yet you're letting her be shared through the other potential doms in the herd.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Xavier is he seems bratty in these books.
He's just not in your good graces right now because he's kind of childish.
Yeah, but not in an innocent kind of way, naive, just kind of like a brat, like a temper tantrum throwing brat.
So if they do become a throuple, who's going to be the dom?
It's Xavier because he's more powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would want it to be Tyler, but it will be Xavier.
I mean, you saw Tyler's reaction to power sharing. He literally almost came in his pants. He was like, what the fuck? That was amazing. And Xavier was like, yeah. Which that was a funny scene because Darius is like, I'm still powerful. And I was like, even on his dying breath, he's going to be like, I'm better. So tired of him. Yeah. Ridiculous.
As he says, he's Faye.
Yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm Faye. Mm-hmm. All right, so Seth has been snack stealing and manages to steal somebody's birthday cupcake.
Except for,
He gives it to her.
what were the 3 letters he left on their birthday?
Is
D?
it D-I-E
Uh-huh.
or D-Y-E?
It's D-I-E.
Because he does not want a substandard cupcake.
But he ate them anyway. He was like, here's your cupcake. And then at the end, he's like, I need the cupcake. Takes it back immediately.
And, well, that's... Caleb comes along and licks the frosting off his face.
Caleb, you know what? Caleb is being a slut right now, and he will not admit that he is so into Seth. I need them to just fuck already. Just do it.
Oh my god, that moment where Seth's like, let me turn on my come fuck me eyes, and he turns it on Caleb.
Yeah.
Caleb's like, dude, that doesn't work on me, but it's totally working.
Even Tori, whose POV that is like, something's going on. And I'm like, okay, everybody knows, guys.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
Do you think that they'll move this relationship along anytime soon?
No.
Probably not. Make us work for it. Seth is going on full bi panic, and he's like, Darcy, a word, please?
About rocks?
About rocks.
Yeah.
Come on.
About the rocks.
About my best friend's balls. We need to talk.
Although, who was he saying it to? When he was like, you know me in the moon, and they were like, no, I don't know. And he was like, oh, and he starts to tell them the story, and you're like,
Orion. Orion.
no.
Yeah. This one time at
The
band
moon loves
camp.
me.
Moon friend.
Oh my god.
We're all moon friends.
I saw this really fine crater. And Orion's like, please, God, please.
Just stop. Stop now. We are not moon friends.
So
All right.
funny.
So Tyler immediately starts asking for Facebook, and now that he's back, do we think that we're going to get some more hashtags
I
and
hope
posts?
so. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, they started falling out of his mouth immediately, so I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Tori's like, no hashtags.
She didn't miss the hashtag?
Yes. This is
What?
one moment Tori was wrong. Yes. We need the hashtags.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So there was a moment in the first chapter that Darcy got into a fight with Seth, and she stumbles a little bit. And she keeps on saying she's tired, and now she's having trouble power sharing with her sister.
Yeah.
Which is usually automatic.
Because it's the curse. And she is tired from the eating of the people.
You think that the curse is making her eat people, and that's what's making her die?
Well, she's staying up all night.
That's a lot of energy expended.
Pulling people
Do you
apart.
know how much
Yeah.
pressure it takes to pull someone apart?
It's a lot of work.
Based on Criminal Minds, it's a lot.
No wonder she's tired, man.
You don't think it's just the stress getting to her?
No.
They are at war.
No.
So before we talk about the wedding bells, I wanted to ask you guys about Darius. Tori finds him in bed, passed out, and when he wakes up, he basically has this panic attack over the fact that he lost time by sleeping. He's been using magic and potions to keep himself awake. How do you think this is going to affect him in the future?
I'm sorry, but that's kind of dumb. Like, why is he doing that? It
Like,
doesn't
why-
make any sense.
Why do you need to stay awake when she's asleep? Go to sleep when she's asleep.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to do that for an entire year.
Yeah.
And I personally feel like their whole relationship is Darius currently is Darius overcompensating with the excessive amount of sex, and I'm over it. I would like their relationship to evolve beyond sex.
And the overprotectiveness.
Their relationship is sex and fighting. They're that one couple that fights at every social event, and then they go home and they have sex and they're fine.
Well, even the overprotectiveness of...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But that makes sense if he's not
And then they
sleeping.
fight over it. Yeah.
Right. And then we learn that the Savage King had the ability to dissolve marriages. So Darcy and Tori use their royal status to break this marriage bond that Catalina still has with Lionel so that she could marry Hamish. And once it's done, Hamish immediately proposes on the spot. Like, he had that shit ready. And then we get our first marriage of the book. What did you guys think?
Real question. I don't understand how they can void her marriage if they are not currently sitting on the throne.
It's a star bond, so honestly, it's up to the stars, and I don't know why Darcy and Tori had to do it, but had the stars not agreed to break it, it wouldn't have broken.
Yeah, why wasn't Darius? Because technically his dad's on the throne.
Yeah.
And if it is a royal power, and this, if maybe the stars are recognizing them as queen, maybe the people haven't, but maybe the stars have.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like the whole
Maybe.
setup for this was kind of stupid.
Goofy.
He wasn't going to have
Yeah.
sex with her once they used the love word. So he was going to have, so he had sex with her, I'm assuming, before they said, I love you. And now that they said, I love you, he doesn't want to have sex with her because he wants to marry her. But he can't, I don't know.
That's that Geraldine logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just that weird, I don't know.
It doesn't make sense, really.
It
He's a
doesn't.
weirdo.
It doesn't.
it felt
It doesn't, but
hyper conservative. Like it made it to, again, where there's a couple things that I think have happened in this book that make me not as much of a fan of Hamish as I was before. You know, not that I hate him, but it's disappointing.
I think he's just a goofy character, and he does goofy shit. He is supposed to be one of the comedic reliefs, I think, and it doesn't always land.
Yeah.
You know?
What did y'all think about the wedding itself?
I was personally happy that Catalina and Hamish got married. I thought that was cute, and I was excited for them. I was very happy about it. I mean, the scene where they get married and like get ready for it is kind of hard to follow though, because it's in Geraldine's POV. So I'm like,
God.
half the time I'm like, what the fuck is she saying?
Yes. Although I did enjoy, my favorite part of that whole chapter was Justin Masters getting his ass handed to him. I wish we could have seen that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that we don't want every Tom, Dick, and Justin. I was like, Justin, take a hint. She quite literally insulted you there.
I don't think he cares.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think
you're nobody.
He expects because he was promised, and so he feels like that he is owed and entitled
Gross.
to her. And then once that happens, he will have control. Yeah.
I just
Can't
don't
see
like
that man in control.
Yeah, I did really like the interactions with Max in this chapter. I just think he is so sweet to her.
Mm-hmm.
He is so patient, bro. Like, I would have kicked her to the side so long ago. Something must be very special between their bond, because she pisses me off the way that she talks to him, because he's so sweet to her. It's like, Jerry, how can you not I don't know, like, you want it too. Why aren't you giving in? I don't understand. It's the Hamish logic again. It's like, what are you doing? I don't get
But
it.
that one
It's
part
that
where she
whole-
talks about, and Brittany, you might be able to answer this, when she kind of talks about him measuring up, and it makes it sound like if he just gets in line, but it was, I don't know, it felt a little vague with what she expected, like doing hobbies.
It's if he doesn't bow, she won't be with him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you don't want to marry a conservative when you have liberal ideals,
Yeah.
because then
Yeah.
you fight.
If you're married to someone with different political views, that is very difficult.
Come.
Very difficult.
So it's mainly just the bowing. It was the hobbies that she threw in that confused me. I was like, what?
Yeah, if he ever decides to bow down and acknowledge the twins as queens, I think that she will be like, okay, you bowed, now let's go, because we need to jump in the sack like right now.
Has she told him
'Cause I've
that?
been waiting for this.
Yeah.
Has she outright said, bow down and I'm yours?
Does she outright say anything?
No, but I feel like he can translate her a little bit better than most.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, she said
But-
enough to him up to this point about him not being a Vega supporter that I think if he doesn't get it, then that's a problem with him.
Yeah. Okay.
But I asked a question in the notes. I was like, do you think that the authors outline or write these chapters like a normal person and then translate it into Geraldinese? Or do you think that they go into this weird headspace that is the character of Geraldine?
I hope it's the weird headspace. I would like them to accidentally fall into it in real life while talking to friends.
That would be absolutely nuts. Imagine, because what I imagine is they write the chapter, all of the plot points, and then they come up with the most insane shit and write that down. Because if you think about it, the amount of stuff that happens in this chapter is very small, but the amount of words, there's a lot of words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
And then poor Tori and Darcy.
What did y'all think about the gifts that Geraldine gave Darius and Xavier? And she's like, what gifts did y'all give me? Because y'all
They were
knew
like,
that y'all knew y'all were supposed to give me a gift, right?
I don't think that the gifts should have been a thing. That's a weird thing to expect.
Yeah.
But she did a really good job picking out their gifts.
Darius's little coin, mine. Like, you
Yeah,
can't even
he was
see
like-
it. It's mine.
You got me a coin? Good job.
Yeah. And she got the twins' dresses.
They were very polite about.
Was almost not polite about.
He was like, what the?
Although Darius is like, this proves how much I love you because I still want to fuck you while you're wearing that thing. I was like, excuse me?
Was that love?
Yeah, I
Is
don't think
that-
so. I think he needs some sleep.
That's a
He needs some sleep.
backhanded.
He does. He needs some sleep. Agreed. That man is tired. Yeah, the carrots that she gives Xavier is so funny. She's like, I don't remember how many it was, like 7 absolutely pristine carrots. And Xavier's like,
carrots.
it just lit up his face. He was like, oh my God, thank you.
Although I was disappointed that Orion wasn't there. That was...
Me too.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I thought that was wrong.
It is.
It's
Especially
lame.
since Catalina does view him as a son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have been like in the back somewhere, like really far from the wedding. Why couldn't he have at least been
'Cause
there? I think that's kind of
Catalina doesn't react to him
shitty.
in that way of power shaming,
No.
does she?
No.
So again, it has to be some sort of just personal thing.
just Hamish
Yeah.
being a little bitch about it.
Yeah. I was definitely, I think that's why I didn't really like the wedding that much. I thought it was kind of crappy.
It's sad.
Yeah. I mean, at the I put him in the back. Like if you're that worried about it.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. Yeah, they need to bring him back. I'm tired of that.
I don't know though. That could piss Darcy off and she could eat Hamish. Which, thinking
my
about it
God.
too, didn't they allude to the fact that the twins are vegan or vegetarian at some point?
They are.
Yeah.
Darcy's not anymore.
Oh my God. Darcy's eating people. But if it is Darcy, do you think that she becomes something
Yes.
else when she's killing
Yes.
these
Yes.
things? Like, what could she be morphing into?
It has to be something with teeth.
a nymph.
Do they have
She
teeth
turns
though?
into a nymph. No, they
They're
have
trees.
probes.
Yeah.
They're trees
trees.
with
But it
probes.
has to be something with teeth to rip people apart. So I don't think it's her, because otherwise I don't think her little teeth would,
If nymphs are trees, then why is everybody afraid of them? Because that's like the least scary fucking form.
I don't know. Have you seen some of these
they're-
forests that are like, I mean, if those fuckers started running, nope.
They're trees with demon horns and probes. Everybody's scared of probes.
Not everybody.
I'm scared of probes. Y'all stay away from my
I
everything.
mean, we got proof of alien life on Earth, right? Scared
I'm
of
telling you,
probes.
in my brain, they were the face eaters from Alien. That's still what they look like to me. Close enough. Yeah, I don't know I don't know if it's Darcy. That's the big mystery right now. So I'm hoping, are we going to get a reveal soon?
By the end of the book,
Ugh, not that again.
Nice.
you'll know who the killer is by the end of the book.
Have we already met the killer?
Do you really want me to tell you?
Do you?
Yes.
Do you want to know?
I don't want you to tell me. I don't want you to tell me who it is. I just want to know if we know who they are
Yes.
in general.
We do.
Yes.
Chrissy's like,
They did.
it's
They did not-
Darcy.
They did not pull a "you don't know this character" thing again.
Good, because that would piss me off. So, okay.
Sorry.
So
Still
at the
laughing.
wedding, at the wedding, Geraldine says she senses her mom there and even kind of feels her brush up against her.
Oh, yeah.
Do we think that ghosts are real and that they're part of this world and that her mom actually did attend this wedding? And if so, if Darius dies, how's the meeting with the Savage King gonna go?
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like
Are you doing my daughter?
oh my god. Oh my god. He's a Hydra, so he could eat Darius alive.
But if he's dead, Darius won't be alive.
He'll killing him over and over and over. Constant cycle.
In one in, out the other.
I do think. Oh no. I think ghosts are real because we have also seen some weird things with the twins' mom kind of speaking to them from beyond. Even though it could be said that they were memories, there was also that moment where they were led to I think it was a mirror, or it led to something where they saw a memory, and that could have been Mama leading them as a ghost.
I don't know if y'all remember this, but in The Reckoning, I think it was, when they're doing their trials, I think it's either Darcy or Tori says that they glimpsed their parents in the stands, but it was only for like a moment.
I don't remember that.
I don't either.
They think it could be that she just imagined it.
So
I'm seeing this because I want them there and I miss them and they should be there. Or if ghosts are real, could that have been them?
if they are real, they've watched them fuck these men left and right in every room, in every opportunity. That is, I'm sorry, girls, that's your reality. Flocka. Do not step on the computer.
If Darius does die and goes to the Vale and he encounters Hale Vega, how do you think Hale Vega is gonna react to him? And does he like Orion? Does he like Darius?
Orion, yes.
I think he would hate Darius.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he would like Orion. Maybe like Orion. Maybe.
Yeah, I think he would love Orion. He was going to go to Darkmoor.
If he was reasonable, he would like Orion.
Yeah, yeah, to protect his daughter. But Darius, unless Nephew bows down before he dies, I think he will like Darius.
Well, Darius is also dying for them, technically. He's just being a little shit about it on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would still, there's a little lack of respect there for not supporting her as queen. So
yeah, he's still a piece of shit.
He still needs a little ass whooping.
All right. So any thoughts or wishes for the next couple of chapters? What would you like to see happen? What do you think is going to happen? Prediction?
I wish we'd find out who the killer is sooner, but
what do you mean?
We're probably not.
Let me relieve your frustration.
Your fucking tone of voice and your face and everything was so funny. What do you mean? You were so serious.
You already know. What?
Okay, I'm sorry. I wish everyone else would find out who it is. And then I would like to see them get out of the bunker a little bit more.
I would like to see Lance a little less mopey and a little more angry about the power shaming. I would like for him to break the rules too. I know there's things he's not supposed to do, but I would like to see that. And yeah, I agree with Lily. I would like to see him get out of the burrows. Do some,
not to their detriment.
No, but do some Indiana Jones kind of finding stuff.
Yeah,
some adventures.
I want that.
Yes.
Do you think
we gotta find those stones? We gotta get Darius on a leash.
And let's get the whole Sophia and Tyler and Xavier thing wrapped up. I'm good with the throuple. I'm 100% good with that. Let's get that going.
We just want a clear end there.
Do you think that they'll get around the power sharing?
Stop it right now, you filthy-minded, disgusting little creature. Can't have anything nice around here. I'm sorry, Brittany.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
So do you think that they'll get around the power sharing? That they'll get everybody to accept Orion the way that he is?
I think they'll figure something out. I don't think this is going to last forever.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope they figure something out. Because, it's going to get old quick if it continues. And who knows, maybe it'll be Orion, killing somebody. And
I think that...
Maybe Orion is the killer.
No.
That'd be fucking crazy. No. That'd be crazy.
He can't outwardly oppose them, but he could kill them.
What, he's killing them on tantrums? That's insanity.
They're upsetting Darcy.
Insanity, because it's Darcy.
Because it's Darcy. I am still holding out hope that Darcy and Orion are Elysian mates. So if they eventually have their moment, which I don't know if it's going to be in this book or not, but if they do, then everyone will know that he couldn't have coerced her or hurt her, and then his power shaming will go away. So I'm kind of hoping that will happen. Okay, well, hopefully we get some answers soon. We will pick it up next week, and we hope everybody's enjoyed the show. Next episode, we're going to be discussing Book 7, Heartless Sky, chapters 17 through 30.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. That like and follow are super important for us to continue to bring you new episodes each week, so please, please, please do so. Thank you for listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. We'll see you next week.
Happy reading, listeners. Don't stay up too late.